If you've done this kind of thing before, what I've done is I've cut, you don't have to do this, but it helps the metal not slip about. I cut a groove on the rounded section of a large pair of half-round pliers, which you cannot buy for some reason, you've got to make them. So just get a cheap pair of old pliers and then grind off the teeth one side, cut in a groove. So I start off with a saw blade. It's quite hard steel, so it's a bit of a job. If you've got an old worn out needle file, maybe good to use that. And I put one that side as well. Again, don't have to, but I find it helps. So hold that in the metal. Rounded half is towards you. A large, wider section pair of parallel pliers. Now you're levering that bit of the pliers against that corner, and then this bit of the pliers is pushing it up. See what I mean? So we're doing that. But it's important to have this against the peg so that doesn't move. Hold that nice and strong. And just tilt that up. It's not hard on a bit of metal like this. And you may find, see that metal kinks like that. You'll be careful with that, because if that kinks too much, it just folds in your pliers. So you need to, you can straighten out a little bit, but you need to do this with strength, but carefully, if you know what I mean. And you should be able to move along. And don't try and get a tight curve first go. Just do a gentle curve. You can anneal it again, tighten up that curve, anneal it again, tighten up that curve. And just try and move it along and tweak it the same amount every time, and you should get a relatively even curve. They're never perfect, but you should try to do it quite evenly. This bit of metal is quite thin, so it's prone to kinking, but see what it's doing. So I'll move along this, then I'll anneal it, and then I'll go along again. So yeah, go along it. I might tighten up the whole thing, to be honest. I'm going to anneal this again, but yeah, have a look at that curve. It should be nice, and you can, what I do sometimes, you get something kind of round. Well, it doesn't have to be the same, but you can put it next to it. Put it next to it, and then you can sort of check your curvature, and it highlights where you need to work on it. So fast forward a few minutes, I annealed it, curved it again. I'm going to use that section.